Hey guys, what's up? We're back with some more WarFrame action, and today we're going to be doing something that you'll probably find on Planet Destiny when talking about Destiny 1 or 2. This is going to be the weekly Nightwave challenges rundown. We're just going to go through each of the challenges, and I will sort of give some ideas as to how you can just finish them in a reasonably easy way, if you even need to like go out of your way to finish them. So, bit of background, bit of context, I guess. This is something that you would find on Planet Destiny every week when the weekly reset happens, which is usually on a Tuesday. It looks like for Nightwave we're going to be having a weekly reset every Monday. Awesome, cool, makes sense for me. So I guess for Americans and etc, it's every Sunday, which is it's an interesting time to have a weekly reset, but no matter. Right, so you know, when the weekly reset happens, I'll just go through and give some thoughts on how you can finish them, because they're all, well, like, they're kind of straightforward, but, you know, there are some ideas, especially for not so veteran players. There's some things you probably want to know when you want to go and do that. So I'll be rambling for about a minute. Let's just jump right into it. So,
now, just
as per usual, we have a bunch of weeklies, we have a bunch of elite weeklies, and of course we have a couple of dailies that'll show up every day. As per usual, like that's nothing particularly surprising. So yeah, I won't worry about the dailies, because the dailies are generally very straightforward. We're talking about things like Arsonist, kill a bunch of enemies with heat. Its cold variant, defreeze, kill a bunch of enemies with cold. Very straightforward, right? If there's maybe a daily that you're a little bit confused on, feel free to leave it in the comments and I will try to explain it as easily and as succinctly as possible. Alright, so there's also an elite weekly that I'll need to cover as well at the end, because I actually just finished it and then I just had the idea to actually do this kind of video. So anyway, let's do this. Okay, so the first one we're going to be talking about is Assassin. Complete 3 assassination missions. So whilst the easiest way to do this would be to just farm the Sergeant on Mars? No, to farm the Sergeant on Phobos. He's now on Phobos. That might not be necessary if you are already playing sorties. Okay, so if you're playing sorties, there's a good to fair chance that you'll come across at least 1 or 2 assassination missions this week, so you might not necessarily have to, you know, bore your brains out and do the Sergeant 3 times. You can hold off for a while until maybe later, maybe on the weekend, if you find that there haven't actually been that many assassination missions, then, or if you haven't actually done that many assassination-based sorties, then, you know, go ahead and do the Sergeant 2 or 3 times, or even Forward 2 or 3 times. They're both just as easy, really. Yeah. Okay, the next one is going to be the Conservationist. That's complete 10 perfect animal captures. So of course we're talking about the conservation activity on Fortuna through Orb Vallis. So you'll have to actually unlock Fortuna and therefore get into Orb Vallis, and you also need to get your Trank rifle. So yeah, good luck getting that. I think that actually requires some standing, so you will need to participate in a bit of Fortuna stuff first if you've never played Fortuna before, so you're gonna have to get into that as well. Alright, the next thing is Enhance. Pick up 8 rare mods. Rare mods, of course, are your gold mods. We're talking about things like Split Chamber, we're talking about things like the 60-60 mods, all of the 60% damage, 60% status chance elemental mods. Those are rare mods, so there are ways of finding them. We're also talking about things like, I'm blanking, Condition Overload. So there are some really rare mods that you can try to aim for, or alternatively you could probably do something like, I don't know, doing a spy mission. They seem to reward a lot of the 60-60 fire mods, so that's another way of getting them. Or if you feel like doing 2 things at once. Now, I'm not sure if this will complete the assassination mission thing, but I don't know, if you go to tier 3 Void and you go up against Corrupted Vor, when you kill him, there's a good to fair chance you're going to get the 60-60 Toxin mod. Now, whether or not he counts as an assassination, I don't know, but you can give it a try and let me know how it goes. I might give it a try later on this week just to find out for myself. Not so sure about that, but yeah, I think some bosses also drop some rare mods as well, so you could probably do just a regular assassination mission and you could probably get something nice from there. Okay, the next one is Eximus Eliminator. Kill 30 Eximi. Real talk, you don't really have to go out of your way to farm this. You'll eventually get it throughout the week. As long as you just play a little bit throughout the week, it's pretty easy to find 30 Eximus. If you really want to go out of your way to kill 30 Eximi, and this also extends to the Elite Weekly, which is like 100 Eximi, an Eximus Stronghold Elimination... Sorry, an Eximus Stronghold Extermination Sortie. That'll get you done lickety-split. Lickety-split. I don't think anyone says that. But yeah, that'll get it done. So, same idea with this one. If you happen to find an an Exterminate Eximus Sortie, done. But otherwise, it's really easy to at least get this one. The Elite one does take a bit more time. Sortie Specialist. Complete one whole sortie. Like I said, it looks like a lot of these things can overlap with each other. If you complete one sortie that happens to have an assassination mission and an Eximus Stronghold Exterminate mission, you'll get this one, and what's the other? An Assassin done. Pretty quick. And you'll probably get Enhanced done as well. Like, it's really easy to get through a lot of these weeklies this week. The next one is Supporter. Complete 10 Syndicate missions. And well, okay, unless you're, well, like, you're probably not going to need to do Syndicate missions if you've maxed out all of your Syndicate ranking, but otherwise, really, the Syndicate missions are really easy. Every day you have 9 to choose from, so, you know, it doesn't take long to do this at all. You only need to do like 1 or 2 a day even, and that'll get it sorted. And these missions are very easy. Generally speaking, there's going to be at least one capture mission, and I say generally because sometimes you find yourself with nothing but exterminate missions, so it's really just up to you, but 10 Syndicate missions is really easy to do. For those who don't know what Syndicates are, we're talking about people like New Loka, Perrin, Red Veil, Arbiters of Hexus, Steel Meridian, and of course Cephalon Suda. Just join one of them, and then you'll be able to do their missions. They're pretty straightforward missions. Yeah. Also, they get some pretty good rewards. Alright, let's move on. Unlock relics. So there's unlock 3 relics. That's literally just doing 3 relic runs. Easy. You'll also get some good prime gear, and you'll probably get some prime junk, which might be junk, but it's A, good for ducats, and B, well, they actually sell for like 5 or 10 plat for a piece, I think, or there's a 15 plat for like a group of 3. It's like 3. Yeah, it is actually 3 plat a piece. So it's not a bad idea to just grab a bunch of prime junk, and when Barrow decides to finally sell something useful, you could sell a lot of prime junk and you can get a lot of plat out of it. So there's several things you can get out of just unlocking a bunch of relics. Alrighty, now we're going to get into our Elite Weekly. So, the Hold Your Breath Elite Weekly. Survive for over 60 minutes without using life support modules in Kuva Survival. Kuva Survival is only available if you have completed the War Within. So if you haven't completed the War Within yet, you won't be able to do this You won't be able to do this particular Elite Weekly at all. But, spoiler alerts for everyone who hasn't done the War Within. Just good luck, I guess. Like, yeah. Apparently there are some cases where the Kuva Survival has broken, and at the 59-minute 38-second mark, it's decided to not spawn anyone. So keep an eye on for that. You may have to be really careful with how fast you grab the regular, what do you call them? Life support modules that drop from enemies that aren't used to power up the life support towers. So yeah, you just have to be really careful about that. But otherwise, it shouldn't be too difficult to finish this. It's just an hour though, so it does take time. The next one is Survival with Friends. Complete a survival mission reaching at least 60 minutes while playing with a friend or clanmate. Now, it turns out that this and the Kuva one, they actually stack on top of each other. So for the time being, if you do a 1-hour Kuva Survival with a friend, it looks like you'll be able to complete both of these weeklies at the same time. This is really good because it means you don't necessarily have to spend the next 2 hours falling asleep doing a survival mission. Now, I really wish DE would actually not do this. These two seem a bit ludicrous in my opinion. We already feel like falling asleep when we do the half-an-hour survival missions. I remember back in the old days when sortie survivals were 20 minutes long, and I actually fell asleep through every single one of them. So going for an hour on a Kuva survival, yes, it's gonna get me a ton of Kuva, like an absolute boatload of Kuva. Sure, that's great, but like to go for an hour, that I'm actually going to fall asleep halfway through. I'm going to need music, I'm going to need a lot of coffee, and I'm going to need some really, really entertaining friends. Luckily, I do have some, but coffee anyway. But yeah, you're going to need something. You're going to need a bit more than just friends to do a 1 hour survival. So hopefully I'll be able to arrange something like that, and we could probably do it on stream. What the hell? Okay, I don't know what's going on outside. Strange car. But yeah, just that's going to be a bit more tricky. And finally, because this one actually finished, complete 3 waves of ESO. Very simple, just complete 3 waves of ESO. If you don't feel confident that you're going to be up with a team that has some form of damage, bring a Saren. You can also take this opportunity to do some focus farming if you want. You can also take this opportunity to do some power leveling with your weapons if you want. It's up to you. It's a really, really good place to get a lot of XP, affinity rather, from ESO. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, otherwise, yeah, that's this week's Nightwave challenges. Let me know what you think about this kind of video. I'll probably just keep doing it anyway, but yeah, and again, if you come across a daily or even a weekly that you would like some more information on, maybe like some tips about how you can complete it easily. For example, I think like you might come across 2, 4, or 5 exterminate missions and you're like, oh dear, I'm falling asleep, how do I do this as fast as possible? I don't know, one way would be to bring Ember or to bring Equinox, for example, but I digress. If you have some questions, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, until next time, whenever that is, I'll see you guys later. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it, maybe consider subscribing to the channel, as I'll probably try to do this every week. No guarantees. But yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye!